I'm going to combine these two questions and let you answer them together. How important is market research to the eBay, or in this case, online internet seller too? And what exactly is the market research wizard, which is what you sell, and how does that apply to help that situation?
Well, sit back and relax, Alan, because I've got a lot to tell you about this.
Oh, good, good. Well, I'll be taking notes.
I absolutely cannot say enough about the critical nature of market research. I mean, I really believe that market research is one of the most pivotal potential failure points for an online business, or for any retail business. I mean, here's an example of what market research really is, and I use this example once in a while when I write or talk about this thing. Let's say I'm a food vendor, and I go to different sports arenas to sell different kinds of foods and drinks on the weekends. So what happens if I get a permit to sell salted peanuts at a baseball game? And I show up there, and I find out that there's already 10 other vendors of salted peanuts there. So I'm going to be one of the crowd and probably not going to, sell a whole lot of salted peanuts that day. But if I bothered to call the event office at the stadium and ask how many vendors were selling what that day, I might have found out that there was only one lemonade vendor. Then I could have made a killing quenching the thirst of all those people who were eating salted peanuts. And instead, I assumed that there wouldn't be that many vendors of the same product there, and I lost my shirt. Now, we see this all the time at Worldwide Brands. We constantly get emails from people, and they ask things like, do you have a supplier for digital cameras? I worked at a photo shop, and I know digital cameras, and that's what I'm going to sell online. I heard it's one of the hottest sellers on the Internet, and if you don't have a supplier for digital cameras, I don't need your directory. And sometimes you just want to take somebody by the shoulders and say, what in the Sam Hill are you thinking, man? Do you know how many people are trying to sell digital cameras online? You could fill the Houston Astrodome with the number of people who are trying to sell digital cameras online. There's too much competition in that market. And the profit margins are almost non-existent because of the price cutting that comes from competition. So you're never going to make any money entering an overcrowded, underpriced market. People who ask that question, many times they're just unaware of how important market research is. And when we explain it to them, most of them say, oh, that makes sense, and then they're willing to look at other product markets. Sometimes, though, they just refuse to listen, and those are the people that I believe will absolutely fail in an online business. I mean, if you're not willing to learn, don't bother coming to school.
I do that all the time, too.
Yeah, e-commerce is a constant learning process, and I think market research is one of the most important classes that you ever take.